This is Damon Stevens with Finwell Builders. Today is Wednesday, September 21st, 2022, the stock market update for trades of the day. And boy, it was a critical day today. We talked about this as we went into this week with the announcement coming up today of the interest rates that we're going to see movement in both directions. And we definitely saw an upward movement. And then, boy, it just tanked at the end of the day. So hopefully you had profits locked in before it came down. Hard to say if we're going to bounce from here, but we are at critical levels. There's a lot of stocks that if they go any lower, they are going to definitely be full-on bearish, and more likely we're going to see new lows across the board. So careful there as we get into these stocks and review them, and make sure that you're paying attention to what's going on in the news as well as the stock market as we get into this. So let's take a look at what happened today. So Dow Jones closed down 1.7%, NASDAQ down 1.79%, and S&P 500 down 1.71%. You see across the board, pretty much red across the board. NVIDIA, though, held up. Walmart held up. So there's a few of them that were able to maintain, but most overall, everything sold off after announcement. So you can see here, got a little bit of a pull down, a run up into the meeting, and then fell off across the board. Looking into Thursday, we have initial jobless claims coming up tomorrow as well, and manufacturing PMI. So just something to be aware of. And just something we've covered every night. We're talking about the number of people short the market with puts or contracts. That we've hit record number of people short in the market, at least since 2000. Also, you can see here the changes that we see in the SPY. These are people short the market in the red and people that are long on market contracts in the green. This was almost non-existent. So the last couple of weeks, it's all been mostly red. But we have some huge spikes of people buying calls now. So some bulls are coming, people think the market's going to get bullish, but you still have these huge number of people short in the market here. 390, 375, 370. But you can see the ratio has come way down. We were up to like 2.6 people short in the market. We're down to 1.2. So that means the bulls are coming in. So, are people expecting a bounce here? Possibly. If we don't, if we don't put in some a higher low, we definitely are going to probably come down and make some new lows. So it's something to pay attention to. The other thing that I'm looking at as well, we cover this every day. But the S&P 500, these are stocks above the 50-day moving average, which if they're above 50-day moving average, a lot of times that means they're bullish. And you can see that we hit this huge high here back on the last bull run, came down, made that smaller bull run, and then we dropped off. And now today we're even lower, and we're actually right here. We tagged the support line right where they were at back in July, and back here in May, and back here in February. So this might be where we're expecting a bounce. We only have 14, almost 15% of companies that are above the 50-day. That means only 15% of companies still have a bullish momentum going on right now. And we were at 92% just back in August. So that's a huge drop. So it could be that we could be expecting a bounce, because every time we've come down this far, we've bounced. So we'll see if we do get a bounce in the market here within the next couple of days or tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe to our channel, and that way we can continue bringing this content to you. And also we have a Discord, which is called a Discord, but basically it's a free non-member chat and a daily watch list that we post every day before the market opens. It talks about the levels of what we're buying, when we're getting in, when we're getting out. It's something that might be helpful for you if you're a new trader, or you just kind of want to check out the site and see what we do. There's also more information. Click on this video here about what we do. And if you do want to join, we offer live training courses with a master course, and it has about 16 different techniques that we teach in there. Just in case you're trying to figure out what type of trader you want to be. We cover several different types of traders in that course. Also, we have group training and one-on-ones, including we've looked at some desktops and help people configure their desktop to be more optimal for trading. Looking at the charts here, so this is Tesla, and you see Tesla I'm glad it held up above that 300 day. So it's right sandwiched in between these upper trend lines that we've talked about several times, between the lower ones between these pivots, and the other one's a major pivot trend line. But we're sandwiching there. If we can hold above 300 and bounce off here, Tesla still has a chance to run. So in Chipotle, we got below the 20-day here, but still in a nice strong area. We did land on support, which is kind of this pivot right back here in April. So we do have a chance to bounce off here. If we don't, Chipotle's probably coming down here towards the 1600 mark. We can get back above 1700, then we can start to run on Chipotle again. NVIDIA, nice run up. It got past this resistance line into the second one. Rejected, came right back down. So even though it ended on a positive day, it still pulled way back down to where it kind of started out. Amazon broke our trend line here, but it's still on the kind of the center line. Kind of put this line on here, but that's the center line. So we do have a chance to buy to bounce here. If we don't bounce, we're gonna probably put new lows in on Amazon, and you're gonna see that across a lot of these stocks. Netflix right on the 200. If we break this 200-day moving average, then Netflix could definitely come back down to new lows. So it's right on the critical spot as well. Apple. It came up, hit the top of our upper trend line here, and then pulled back. Now it was not engulfing, so that's good. That gives us a chance to possibly run here. If it was engulfing, I'd say we're definitely coming down. So we'll see if Apple can bounce here, but it's got to bounce where it's at right now. Microsoft, new lows. So Microsoft, tech stock, still showing a lot of weakness. And next level is down. We're probably going to be down here at our deviation band here at 225 if Microsoft does not get a bounce back above the lows. 10-year bonds came up, spiked to new high, right on our upper deviation band, pull back here. So we got to see if it can hold this level or below. But otherwise, money's flowing back into the bonds, and you can see that also in the 2-year yield, which also made a new high, hit the top of our third deviation band, our outer deviation band, and pull back, but definitely showing some strength here today. It's kind of flat right now, but definitely need to see that come back. Otherwise, bonds is a good place to put your money. Dollar, you see here with the spike today. So with the market pulling back, money flowing back in to the dollar and new highs, and outside our trend line here, our wedge that we had here. So dollar really strong. If it doesn't pull back in, more likely we're not going to see any type of rally, and we're going to see new lows. Gold held up towards the highs, which I am glad to see. Expected that to pull back here with especially with the bounce in the dollar, but it did not. So we'll see if it can hold there. VIX, nice spike above the middle line and came back, still in this wedge. It's got to pull back down here. If it gets back above that line, more likely we're going to see the market come down. Same with the VIX on a weekly. You can see that we're kind of right in the middle of that range. So the market could go either way, up or down right now. SPY on the dollar on the daily chart, you can see just barely broke our trend line. It's got to get back above that if we want to continue to maintain and move forward and bounce off of here. If not, we could be revisiting lows. On a weekly, same thing. It's right on that trend line. It's got to bounce off here. We could get possibly support down here at the 200, but if it breaks the 200 on a weekly basis, we are definitely going to new lows probably. Triple Q's broke our line after 3 days on it. It's got to get back above there. If not, it could come back and revisit this low at 268. Semiconductors, right on the line. So this is now almost 5 days right here. So we got to get a bounce here, but it did hold the line. IWM did not, it breached the line as well. So we got to get back above there. If not, we could be coming back here and revisiting these lows around 163. Financials broke it and then just kind of stopped right on it. So we got to get back above this range here and this to get running here. If not, we might hit this 32 level. If we break that now, we come down to 30.21. Bitcoin, right below this line, but on our support line. So we gotta get back above this 18,500 area. If not, 17.5, or if we break that, 17 or 15 could be next. Ethereum broke our line as well, but it found support on this pivot line right here back in June. So it's got to bounce here. If not, we're probably gonna come back and revisit some of these lows around 1,000 or maybe even in 900. So that's our stocks, our cryptos. Definitely join our list and our Discord, and join us for trading. And we'd love to work with you, make money together. Everybody have a great night. We're going to touch base tomorrow night after the trading's done, and see what we need to do to prep for the next day. So until then, everybody have a great night. Talk to you tomorrow.